Hello everyone, welcome to Keith's Auto and Truck Repair. Today we're gonna work on a Ram truck. We have this red truck out here. The customer complaint on this truck is the steering wheel is hard to turn. So let's see if we're gonna be able to confirm the customer's complaint. This truck came from the dealership. The owner of this truck told me that he took this truck to the dealer, and then the dealer said that the electric rack and pinion needs to be replaced. So let's close the door. It's starting to get cold over here. So as you can hear, the engine is running. There are no lights on the dash. Yeah, the steering wheel is hard. I mean, you can turn it, but it's really hard. Now, we don't have a electric power steering light on the dash, but the steering wheel is hard. I don't know if you guys can tell how hard the steering wheel is as I'm turning it, but just take my word for it, okay? So steering wheel is hard, customer's complaint confirmed. The steering wheel is definitely hard to turn, and we don't have a light on the dashboard. Now, the owner of this truck told me that he took this truck to the Dodge dealership and they told him that the electric power steering circuit was good. The issue was the rack and pinion. After they gave him the bill, he was gonna go ahead and do it, and then someone told him about my shop. He looked me up and he called me and said, Dio, I looked up your shop, I watched your videos, you're very honest, I wanna work with you, I have a truck. The dealership already looked at it. I was about to give them the business, but I would prefer to give my business to you. So if you can go ahead and do it, I would prefer to bring my truck to you so I can support your business. I said, sure, I appreciate that, thank you, so bring it over. So he brought the truck to me. He told me, go ahead and check it out to see if the dealership was right. But if they were right, I want you to do it because I would prefer to give business to you. So Mr. Tyrone, thank you for wanting to support our business. So now what we're gonna do is let's go in the shop and check the electric power steering circuit. Let's make sure the wiring is good. And if the wiring is good, we're gonna go ahead and replace the electric rack and pinion. Now, I'm pretty sure the dealership was right based on what I see over here, because from experience, when you have a fault in the electric power steering system, you're gonna have a light on the dash, and you're gonna have trouble codes in the electric power steering control unit. Right now, we don't have a light on the dash, so which kind of tells me that the circuit of the electric power steering system is most likely good. Although the steering wheel is hard, I mean, we don't have to drive to confirm this. Just as I'm sitting over here and turning the steering wheel, I can already tell that the steering wheel is hard. So what we're gonna do is let's go in the shop and scan the electric power steering system to see if we have a trouble code. I doubt it, we will have a trouble code because we don't have a light on the dash. And after that, we're gonna check the wiring of the electric power steering rack. And then if everything checks out okay, we're gonna go ahead and replace the rack and pinion. So, I mean, based on what I feel over here, I think the dealership was right. This rack and pinion needs to be replaced. Okay, and I don't think we have an electric issue on the power steering, on the electric power steering circuit. This truck is pretty nice. Nice truck. Yeah, ooh, the steering wheel is hard. I'm having to fight this steering wheel to drive. Usually these steering wheels are pretty smooth. You can actually turn the wheel with your palm. But I can tell that the steering wheel on this one, yeah, the steering wheel is definitely harder than normal. All right, so we are in the shop. I'm gonna roll down the windows. Let's turn off the engine. I'm gonna get the scan tool connected to the truck, and then I will bring you guys back up. The scan tool is connected. So now let's scan the electric power steering to see if we have a code. So right there, the scan tool has identified the vehicle, 2015 Ram 1500 four-wheel drive with a 5.7 liter engine. Let's click OK. Let's do a code scan. Let's scan all the control units on the vehicle. We have 0 codes in the engine computer, 0 codes in the transmission control unit. So that's good. The scan tool is done scanning all the control units on the vehicle. We have 1 code in the ABS control unit. So system voltage, circuit voltage below threshold. That's interesting. We have 2 codes in the BCM, P1009 and U0147. I'm gonna notify the customer about all these codes, but in this video we're gonna focus on the electric power steering. We have 1 code in the electric power steering. The code we have is C2128-00. It says ECU reset / recovery occurred. Interesting. Let's keep scrolling. Okay, so since the steering wheel is hard and that's what we're gonna fix, so let's click on electric power steering. Let's look at the code. ECU reset / recovery. Let me erase this code. Let's see if we can erase it. No codes present. Let's go to data. Let's see if we're gonna have a voltage data. Right here, CAN battery voltage 12 volt. So let me start the truck. So the truck is running, no lights on the dash. I'm going to turn the steering wheel. Yeah, steering wheel is still hard. Okay. Now, as the truck is running, over here on the scan tool, the electric power steering control unit is receiving 14.6 volts. Okay, so we don't have a voltage supply issue to the electric power steering system. All these data pads look fine to me. I'm going to turn the steering wheel. Okay. Watch this number. Oops. Watch this. I'm going to turn the steering wheel again. You see how that's changing? Our electric power steering control unit is seeing the steering wheel movement, okay, through the internal steering wheel angle sensor. Okay, so I think the dealership was right. This thing needs a rack and pinion. Okay, so let's back out. The data looks fine. I don't see a problem here. Okay. So our code is no longer present. The data looks good. So what do you think is the issue? Let's pop the hood. Let's do a quick visual inspection under the hood and see what we got. This is a 1500 truck, so it's not diesel. This engine sounds good. Okay. I don't see anything that's catching my attention here. Everything under the hood looks good. Now let's go under the truck and check out our rack and pinion. I am going to turn off the truck. As you can see, we got no lights on the dash. Let me turn off the truck. Yeah, this is gonna need a rack and pinion. Let's go under the truck. Our electric rack and pinion is over here. So this is our electric rack and pinion. So the wiring of the rack and pinion looks good. So I'm gonna have to remove this shield over here so we can get access to the wiring of the rack and pinion. I mean, I can get access to the wiring through this angle, but I won't be able to show you the wiring very well. So I'm gonna remove this piece and then I'll bring you guys back up. All right, guys, I have removed the heat shield that was over here that protects the front differential and the electric rack and pinion. So here is our electric rack and pinion. These are the electrical connectors for it. We have two heavy gauge wires over here. We have a red wire and a black wire here. These two wires supplies power and ground to the electric motor inside the electric rack and pinion assembly. And then we have another connector over here. This other connector has smaller wires. These are our control wires. I'm not going to check our control wires because if we had an open control wire or a corroded control wire or a shorted control wire, we would have a trouble code in the engine computer. I mean, a trouble code in the electric power steering control unit. Okay, so I'm gonna check these two heavy gauge wires. We're gonna use this headlight bulb to check those two heavy gauge wires. So those wires receive power and ground when we turn the steering wheel. So I'm gonna back probe the first one, and then I'm gonna back probe the second one over here. Okay, so I'm gonna back probe both wires, and then we're gonna go in the truck and start the engine, and then we're going to turn the steering wheel. While I'm turning the steering wheel, I'm gonna leave you guys down here so you can look at the light bulb and make sure that the light bulb comes on. Okay, so I'm back probing these two wires. Oh, check this out. Okay, our light bulb is on. Okay, so this tells me that the wiring of, let me make sure we're making good connection here. So the headlight is on. This tells me that the wiring of our electric rack and pinion is good. I'm gonna go in the truck and start the engine. Look at the test light. The fact that the light is staying on, this tells me that the wiring of the rack and pinion is good. So as you can hear, the truck is running. Our headlight bulb is still on. It's bright. So this tells me that we don't have a voltage drop issue. I'm turning the steering wheel. So I'm turning the wheels. Okay. So our headlight is still bright. So this is good. The wiring of the rack and pinion is good. I'm gonna turn off the truck. So we're done with our diagnosis, guys. We don't have a voltage drop issue. Our headlight bulb stays bright. Yeah, this is gonna need a rack and pinion. I believe it's the gears inside the rack and pinion that are binding, which are causing the steering wheel to be harder than normal. That's it. We are done with our diagnosis. This truck is gonna need a rack and pinion assembly. So the dealership was right. I'm gonna disconnect my scan tool from the truck, and then I'm gonna call the customer and let the customer know. So he said he's gonna give us the go ahead to fix it. So I'm gonna get my scan tool dongle disconnected. So we're good to go. This was pretty straightforward. The rack and pinion assembly needs to be replaced on this truck. We checked the wiring is good. So now I'm gonna call the customer and confirm to the customer that the rack and pinion is defective, which he already knows about. That's what the dealer said, and they were right. So we're gonna get a new rack and pinion from our local parts store, and then I'm gonna install it off camera. I don't think I'm gonna show you the process of replacing the rack and pinion on this truck. It's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna get the rack and pinion replaced off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back up. I have removed the electric rack and pinion. Here it is. This is the brand new one that I got from Napa, and this is the old one that came out of the truck. As you can see, it's identical to this one. This is the box where the brand new rack and pinion came out of. Here's the part number, in case you want the part number. So right there. Okay, so we got the new one ready to go. So now I'm gonna install the new one. Once I get this installed, I will bring you guys back up so we can go on a test drive. I have installed our new rack and pinion on the truck. So now let's go under the truck so I can show it to you. After that, I'm going to do the alignment. I'm gonna do the wheel alignment off camera. I have the wheels back on. When I'm done with the alignment, we're gonna take this truck on a test drive. So here is our new rack and pinion. Right there, nice and shiny. Okay, here it is. We got the wires connected. Okay, so we're good to go. Everything is installed. Very good. So now I'm gonna drive the truck on the alignment machine. I'm gonna get the alignment done, and then I will bring you guys back up so we can take this truck on a test drive. We are done with the alignment on this truck. We replaced the electric rack and pinion. We did the alignment, so now the truck is fixed. Let's take the truck on a test drive to see if the steering wheel will no longer be hard. Remember before, the steering wheel was hard. It required a lot of effort to turn the steering wheel. Let's drive this to see if the steering wheel is gonna be soft and smooth. Let's go on a test drive, and after that, we're gonna call the customer so he can come pick up his truck. So as you can hear, the truck is running. There are no lights on the dash, so that's good. Let me turn the steering wheel. Oh, this is really smooth. This is good. This is what I want to see. I have our scan tool connected to the truck. I'm gonna scan the electric power steering system control unit when we get back to see if we will have any codes. But for now, so far so good. The steering wheel is very smooth and very soft, so that's good. So let's back out of here. Let's go for a spin. I can already tell that this is fixed because based on how smooth the steering wheel is turning, I can already tell that we're good to go. Because before I had to fight with the steering wheel, Now it's turning a lot smoother. Okay, so that's good. We don't have to go far. This is fixed. Very nice. And the good thing about the electric rack and pinion that we got from Napa is that it comes with warranty. So since I am a Napa Auto Care Center, if something was to go wrong with the electric rack and pinion, the customer is just gonna bring it back to the shop and we will replace it for him. So the labor and the part will be covered if something was to go wrong. So that's good. It's kind of a benefit being a Napa Auto Care Center. So far so good. The truck drives well. No lights on the dash. The steering wheel is very smooth. So we're good to go. We're gonna have another happy customer. So I'm not gonna go far. I'm just gonna turn around here. I have a RAV4 that I gotta go look at the shop. So I'm just gonna turn around here. Let's turn here and drive back to the shop. This is fixed. Okay. We don't have to go far. We're good to go. This truck is nice. Nice truck. Something is beeping. What's beeping? That's odd. Something was beeping. I mean, there are no lights on the dash. Interesting. All right. Man, this truck is nice. Very good. I saw a message that says service shifter. That's odd. Interesting. There was a message here that says service shifter. That's interesting. Okay. We are back at the shop. We're gonna pull into the parking lot. Look how smooth the steering wheel is now. I'm turning the steering wheel. Very smooth. Look. Very smooth. Nice. This is good. So I can turn the steering wheel smoothly. It doesn't require any effort turning the steering wheel. This is good. Very good. Perfect. So we're good. This is fixed. I'm gonna turn off the engine. Oh, I hope you guys saw that message. It looks like when I put it in gear, right there, service shifter. Huh, it's very odd. That might be another issue that this truck has. Okay, so we fixed the issue that the customer brought the vehicle to us for. The steering wheel is good. We replaced the electric rack and pinion. Now all is well. I will let the customer know about that message that's coming on the dash that says service shifter. Maybe something is wrong with this shifter. I don't know if he knows about it, but if he wants us to fix it, we can go ahead and attack that also. So I'm going to turn off the engine. I'm going to turn the key on. I'm going to bring up our scan tool. Let's scan the electric power steering system to see if we have any codes there. I don't think we do, but I just want to double check. And then we're going to wrap up this video. We have one code in the engine control unit. Lost communication with seat belt sensor 1. Interesting. Let's go to the electric power steering control unit. One code in the electric power steering control unit. Implausible data received from ABS. Okay, so this doesn't have anything to do with the rack and pinion that we replaced. So we're good to go. I'm gonna notify the customer about all these codes. Okay, so we're done. This is fixed, guys. We're good to go. I'm gonna get the scan tool out of the way, and then we're going to wrap up this video. So we're good. No lights on the dash. I can literally now turn the steering wheel with my finger. Watch. I'm now turning the steering wheel with my finger. This is good. This is fixed. We're good. We're gonna have another happy customer. I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumb down. If you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you have any comments, questions, criticism, leave them in the comment box. Thanks for watching. See you next time.